Hello everyone, welcome back to the 120th. I said this next video would be about medium format and a return to medium format after doing that 35mm film, but it's not going to be, and that is because I've been having endless problems with my S2A. I've tried changing the focusing screen and it hasn't worked out very well. So there will be a video on that, that's coming, but I'm in the process of putting the camera back together. So in the meantime, I'm going to get out and shoot with the large format camera again. This time I'm going to use a different lens. So this was the old lens that I've been using. I've taken that off, give that a bit of a rest. And today I'm going to be out shooting with this monster, this huge lens. It is a Nikon SW 90mm f4.5 and it is huge. It's a lot of glass and it is heavy, but it's also pretty. I picked this one up, it wasn't cheap, but it was a lot cheaper than I expected because it has some cleaning scratches on the front, but I don't think they're going to make any difference. I'm happy to take that risk. So this is a 90mm lens, which in the world of large format is a wide lens basically. The 35mm equivalent is approximately 28mm. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to shoot some landscapes with it. I'm going to use don't panic, I will be going back to shooting non-standard stuff with the large format camera because I'm not that excited about landscapes. But what I want to do is test out some camera movements in a kind of more controlled environment. So I'm going to go out and shoot some buildings, some architecture, and I'm going to use front and rear standard movements to essentially straighten out some of the vertical lines. So I'm actually excited to see what we can do. Excited to see what the camera can do. So let's get out. Right, here we are back at St Arolda's Church, one of my favourite places to photograph. Just look at that, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? I've got 2 sheets of Portra 160 loaded, only 2 because they're £5 a pop, and I've got 4 sheets of Foma 100. There she is, there's the beauty. Now the only issue with this, it's a 90mm lens that's on here. And the major issue with that, the closer your subject is to the lens, the further away the lens needs to be from the plane of focus. Therefore an infinity focus is usually as close as it gets. An infinity focus will be further away for the longer lens. 90mm is the widest lens that you can install on this Toyo view camera without a recessed lens board. What that means is that in order to get an infinity focus, which this probably will be, I would have thought, the lens board is going to have to be so close to the focusing screen / film that there may not be any give in the other kind of options, i.e. tilt, move, all the rest of it, but we'll have to wait and see. I need to move this front standard closer. That is as close as it will go. And then, okay, oh, here's what we're seeing. Anything in there? Yeah, you can see it. Just. So, we have, you can see here, a little bit of upward tilt on the rear standard, a little bit of forward tilt on the front standard, and a little bit of lift on the front standard as well. Got about f50-ish. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to arm the shutter. This. That is now ready to fire. So, dark side out, and if everybody's ready, 3, 2, 1. Done. Tell you what, let's try one without either tilt. So we'll straighten up the front standard, yeah, and then we'll straighten up the rear standard as well. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, let's take that away, 3, 2, 1. Okay, dark slide back in, and that is 2 exposed frames, ready for black and white processing. Should I do a quick Portra 160 on this frame? I think I will, but I think I'm going to go back to the tilts. So let's just set the tilts back up again. So let's undo those. Raise it up again, just that much. There's no doubt we're putting strain on this, strain on the bellows, strain on everything. It's at the kind of extent of what it really wants to do. So I'm just going to do one quickly at this. Let's take this up to 160 for the Portra. Dark slide out. 3, 2, 1. Oh God, tell you what, that sun's come out. Let's stop down a tiny bit. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Okay, dark slide back in. Oh, let's try something slightly different for our final 2 frames of FOMA 100. Ideally, something with a bit more foreground. Maybe it's that. It's quite dark, but that's not a problem. 6 seconds we're looking at. I will time it. Close that iris right the way down to 64. Then we are going to get the cable release. I'm going to watch the timer. I'm going to go on 45 and I'm going to roll it for 5.5 seconds. And I'm going to go on 50 for 5.5 seconds. Ready? 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. Okay. Stop, reset, close. So there we go, short and sharp. I'm pretty happy with those results. There is no doubt that the movement of the standards makes a massive difference. And for shooting architecture, as everybody knows, it's incredibly helpful. I'm going to put those the two black and white images next to each other. So there's one without movement, so that's with the camera simply pointed up at the church. And then there's the one with the rear standard tilt and a little bit of front standard tilt. And you can see the difference, there's a massive difference, and it really straightens out those verticals, which is great. And very happy with that shot on the Portra 160. I think that looks great. And that's obviously with the standard movements as well. And that's certainly not something I could have achieved with a medium format camera. At least not any of the medium format cameras that I currently own. So I'm happy with that. Happy with the wide angle lens. Looking forward to trying out a few more applications for it. Maybe something a little bit more fun next time. The next video that will be on the channel will be the Bronica S2A and the debacle, the fiasco that has been attempting to replace the focusing screen for a newer, in theory better, focusing screen. Hasn't panned out how I expected it to. So I'll tell you all about that, complete with photos before and after with each of the focusing screens as I swap them out and change them. So don't forget to subscribe, make sure you don't miss that one and any of the future videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.